Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, and today I'm here to talk about Season 5, Episode 2 of Apple TV's Slow Horses, entitled Incommunicado. This episode had everything: action, humor, espionage, and a little sneaky political maneuvering. And after last week's strong premiere, Episode 2 ramps things up with more chaos around Roddy, more questions about who's really pulling the strings, and a chilling new form of attack that I haven't seen in any kind of television or film in recent memory. So let's get into it. The opening scene is one of the coolest looking scenes in the series so far, at least for me. Roddy comes home, he hears something suspicious, and he arms himself with this giant LED lit sword in a neon glowing flat that looks like it belonged either in like Tokyo nightlife or a back alley in Thailand. Trust me, I know what a back alley in Thailand looks like. That's a story for another time, but it's all very Roddy. It turns out the intruder is just Lamb. He delivers his usual mix of like dry insults and hidden concern. But he has a couple great lines in this scene, covering up his implied farts with the cigarette smoke, questioning whether Roddy's gotten worse or the rest of his incredibly shitty team has gotten better. And of course, pointing out the obvious clue that there's something amiss here. A beautiful woman wants to spend time with Roddy. So that's definitely a key indicator that something's wrong. Shirley's been watching Roddy's flat too, but just as she leaves her post outside, a actual real intruder shows up. Roddy and Lamb fend him off with bleach and the flat end of Roddy's sword, and they send him tumbling over to the balcony, only for the same van from the Abbotsfield massacre to arrive and open fire. Shirley rushes back to join the chase. Pure chaos ensues, and cue the opening credits. A great opening scene of the episode. So the guy who broke into Roddy's flat, he calls his people and he admits that he's failed at his job of killing Roddy. But his boss, handler, partner, or whatever that other guy is in the van, he makes it clear the point wasn't to kill Roddy, it was to force MI5 to investigate him. And we're really starting to see how this group operates, using chaos to manipulate, confuse, and destabilize. And then there's another one of their tactics that we're going to learn later in the episode. Lamb lays it all out for Roddy. Tara, that's the woman that he's been seeing. He thinks that she's into him, but she's setting him up. She copied his keys, gave the assassin access, and Roddy missed all of these clues. Classic Lamb mocking Roddy while actually trying to, teach him some hard truths. Shirley, meanwhile, gives chase, but keeps getting like ridiculously manhandled by this guy, like almost comically so. Like when she first catches him, he literally just like pushes her down and runs away. And even in that moment, I was like, are you trying to make Shirley look weak, or is the idea like, oh, she's kind of high anyway right now? She's on drugs. She's still dealing with the shit over Marcus. She's just not a very good fighter at this moment. I don't know, but he got away from her very easily that first time. She eventually jabs him with like a dirty syringe at a skate park, but he escapes again. And by episode's end, the terrorists dispose of this guy entirely, strangling him and burning his body. And this is the other tactic that the group does that I alluded to moments ago. They use others to do what they want, and then they eliminate that loose end. And this guy was just another pawn that they used and then discarded. Elsewhere, Taverner is approached by Peter Judd. Yes, he is the sleazebag that we have seen consistently throughout the season. He's a former, Home Secretary, I think was his title. But now he's working as an advisor to some security firm that has conveniently lost. Take from that what you will. I don't believe that they lost these weapons, but they lost a crate of weapons. He offers to help Taverner trace the Abbotsfield gun because it was among the ones stolen from this crate. Stolen out of this crate from this firm, and he advises them that he advises Taverner that in exchange for keeping the company's name out of the public, he will help her find this gun from Abbotsfield. Typical Judd, slippery, opportunistic, always inserting himself into MI5 business. At the same time, a journalist named Carl confronts Waylon while he's out for a jog with some dirt about something that happened in Copenhagen and room service for two. We don't know the details about whatever this is, but it spooks the shit out of Waylon. And after he literally runs off, we learn that Carl is working with Gimbel's wife, and it's clear they're about to drop some sort of bombshell story. And remember that Gimbel is the Trump-like mayoral candidate that we met in episode 1, and his wife is a journalist who has it out for Waylon. You remember the whole scene with the James bondage and shit like that. So one of the big mysteries this week revolves around Tara. That again is the Stone Cold Fox that Roddy was out with. I don't know how I use like a term from the 80s or whatever, but whatever. That's what I said. Deal with it. Cohen River investigate her supposed home, only to be told by a man and his mother that there is no smoking hot 10 out of 10 woman named Tara who lives there. Yet we see Tara herself peering down on them from above out of a window, looking very, very concerned. So I guess the big question is she a willing participant in setting up Roddy, or is she being forced/coerced like this terrorist group has a habit of doing with a whole bunch of other people? And to that point, if she is being coerced and she is being used as a tool for whatever it is that they got going on with Roddy or with MI5 specifically, is she going to also be a loose end that they need to tie up? Roddy insists their relationship is real, and the show almost dares to believe him. It'd be fascinating if he's right, like I said, and Tara's caught up in something bigger. But this could make Roddy not just a pawn, but a key player in unraveling whatever plan that the terrorists have. But I don't know. Well, let me know what you think. Is Tara in on it? Is she another victim of the game? Drop your theories in the comments. In a sequence quite unique to this show, Lamb takes Roddy to this like ultra luxurious bar/lounge on the 52nd floor of this skyrise fucking building, complete with a digital display on the wall of the elevator of which floor you're on. And it's got neon lighting. It's very much a Roddy aesthetic. Lamb has Roddy write down every detail about Tara, how they met, what was said, all that good stuff. We don't see what he wrote before this episode ends, but I'm pretty certain there's going to be a pivotal clue in there. But Lamb's not just here for the drinks. He knows Taverner is hunting them, and he sets things up so that by the time MI5 storms Slough House with their guns drawn, he and his team are just already there chilling and waiting on him. Seems like he has a plan. I don't know what it is yet, but he made it a point to have the people at that bar let MI5 know that they had gone back to the office and everyone was just sitting there waiting for him to arrive. So he must have some sort of plan. Taverner links the bullets from the Abbotsfield attack to the attack at Roddy's flat, using it as an excuse to clamp down on Slough House entirely. That's bad news for Roddy, who now looks like a liability instead of a victim. And for the record, I'm not seeing why Diana is being so hard on Roddy and Slough House. Like, yeah, the same bullets used in that mass shooting in episode 1 were also used in an attempt to kill Roddy. But they were trying to kill Roddy. So I don't see why him and Slough House are almost being treated as if they're guilty of something, unless the idea is that maybe Roddy was also involved in the Abbotsfield massacre, and now he's a loose end that his people are trying to tie up. And I think we all know that ain't the case. I mean, well, when I say I think we know, we the audience know that's not the case, but I think even Diana and her group know that's not the case. But I'm still wondering why they seem to have such a strong vendetta against Roddy and Slough House. It's always been contentious, but they still fuck with each other, just throwing shit each other's way. It's Waylon who has a problem with Slough House, but it's Diana here who seems almost ready to punish them for Roddy almost being killed. So that's a little strange to me, but let me know what you think in the comments. The episode ends with another chilling move from the terrorists. Earlier in the episode, we saw the terrorists from the Abbotsfield van give some sort of canister to a group of teenagers. They tell the leader of the teenage group to put the contents of the canister in a tanker and then just watch the chaos the next day. And we later see that group of teens breaking into what looked like an oil refinery. And the main one takes a selfie on the way in. Why the fuck would you do that? But as the episode comes to a close, we come to understand why. We see smoke billowing from a car, and a citizen just having to rush out of his car, almost like, is this shit gonna explode? What the fuck? And the main teenager, the one who took the selfie, is on a bus, and the bus passes by, and he posts the selfie with the message "Petrol kills, kill petrol." That's British for gas. We're meant to understand, I believe, because Lord knows I don't want to definitively state something and be wrong, but I believe we're meant to understand that the next move by the terrorists was to use these kids to poison the fuel supply. It's a terrifyingly clever way to spread chaos, and it shows us how far ahead this group is thinking. So that was a really strong episode. It balanced action, comedy, and political tension while deepening the larger mystery. What I thought might be a straightforward, find the shooter story is not, I didn't think that, but that's how the show seemed after episode 1. I thought and said that it was going to turn into something more, and now it is unraveling into something much bigger: espionage, destabilization, psychological warfare. Classic slow horses, always deeper than it appears at first. So let me know what you thought in the comments. Like the channel, subscribe, share to social media, join the Discord, join the conversation, and until next time, peace.